We're geeking.
Episode 1.
Radical Snacks here.
Logan Ghost.
I'm Chase.
Poker Champion Logan.
And a Lowland Ghost is a new found awesome thing we just had, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was like an exciting moment, I felt.
Yeah, actually, I was pretty hyped to learn that name wasn't taken. I was like, oh, that's perfect. Rolls right off the tongue. Fits your personality.
We're thinking we'll be doing this podcast every week. We'll release an episode every week, discussing a different topic or something interesting we find throughout the week. So,
Yeah, and when we get the gaming channel going, we'll have multiple episodes being released on both channels each week.
Those might sound more authentic than planned podcast.
Yeah, because
When it comes to the-
we're always running games. There's Pokemon on our TV more than movies and shit. We're always and which is like more entertaining and comforting for me. Even when someone else is even playing Pokemon, it's like really relaxing for me to like.
Yeah,
have
something I've always loved about Pokemon is like just how relaxing it is,
The
how comforting it
environment.
is to get into. Because like that's definitely one of the reasons that I play Pokemon is to deal with like
all of it too.
stress.
The aesthetics, the music, the collecting. Yeah, it's a therapy. We call it Poke Therapy, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pokemon.
There's a word
Well,
for
we're
it.
waiting for our new frickin' session with Scarlet and Violet. They
I
dropped the dog,
That's gonna be
they
like a
dropped
whole
the-
episode.
Oh, that's gonna be.
That's
an
probably
event.
the next episode. We're gonna talk about how excited we are and like what our expectations are, like a whole episode because we're huge Pokemon geeks.
Yeah, and I'm pre-ordering that next week.
And then once that releases, we'll probably have a whole episode on all of our reactions to how we feel, how good it is, or compared to previous releases, recent ones. Sword and Shield, we're all big fans of. We all have mixed feelings on Arceus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like.
I like the gameplay. I don't like the underdevelopment of the game itself, as well as the story was a bunch of big load of crap, and y'all could fight me. I don't care.
I'm still like a
Um,
virgin to the game. I'm just starting, but I like what I've seen so far. But just kind of knowing how to compare it to Sword and Shield is like, I think that's the problem. After Sword and Shield set the bar so high,
Oh yeah.
And I know before anybody comments, you may not like Sword and Shield, but we play Sword and Shield around here.
All the time.
Okay. So
I think that's one of the best Pokemon games ever.
Oh yeah.
I
Console
put so
Pokemon.
much playtime into Sword and Shield. It's
It's
ridiculous.
not
That's
even-
one
And
of my all times, and Diamond was one of my all. What are some of your other ones pre-Switch that you guys were like? stood
X
out
and
for you?
Y, man.
Yeah.
X and Y was awesome.
Those are great.
Bro, Platinum was my shit.
Is that your
Platinum.
all time? That was your
Platinum.
baby.
Platinum
you know which
was
one
so
it was?
dope. Emerald and Platinum.
'Cause
I loved
even-
Emerald so much, but like
Yeah.
Platinum was so.
Well,
I've heard a lot of people, feel.
I
both
love
those.
like the Game Boy era is special to me, but I mean the Game
Yeah.
Boy Advanced era.
Yeah.
Don't be confused. I'm not talking about Game Boy
Well,
Color.
I'm older than you
Yeah.
guys, so mine are Game Boy Color. The original red and blue. I mean,
Yeah.
You know,
that was-
actually, I kind of want to take that back. I say Platinum, but like,
Fire
like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, the remakes of that, like that was just phenomenal. That was awesome. That was.
Who was your team? What would be your team on that? Would you say? Do you
I
remember?
ran the same team I had the first time I ran through Emerald. So I kept Kyogre on me.
Nice.
I had.
I love Kyogre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Blaziken, I had Atropius, I had,
That's a good
of
team right
course,
there,
I had
man.
Kyogre, I
Yeah.
had, I think I had a Kecleon at one point, but I eventually ended up swapping it out.
So you got Kyogre, water. You got Fighting Fire, Blaziken, and then you got Flying Grass, Tropius, right?
Yeah, and then I always run an Arcanine.
Pikachu.
I had a Pikachu, and I'm trying to remember what I swapped my Kecleon out for. Oh, it was Azumarill, because you told me, yeah, I put an Azumarill on there because I found out about some Belly Drum and Aquajet.
And then you add water, fairy. But you got no dark, psychic. You don't really play a lot of ghost, dark, or psychic types.
Wow. So it that all depends. You'll find games where a lot of time I will have dark, fairy, psychic, and like
those are usually more
ghost and
prevalent and common. Like you don't see a lot of bug or a lot of
I didn't really have any ice types or dragon types.
Yeah, usually for your 6 you usually wouldn't run those typically, most people.
But like I guess sometimes I do. It all depends. What new Pokemon are out that I like it. What Pokemon are tried and true. What Pokemon have I not used before that might have a buff this time.
Yeah, I try to have a good balanced team, but it's really about what I like. Just ones I want to play with that are my favorites.
I don't really have like a favorite type.
You have a favorite Pokemon.
Well, yeah, but my favorite Pokemon's Rayquaza, but I wouldn't say my favorite type is Dragon.
No, you're spread out.
I like to use multiple Pokemon.
You like to use that Sobble that eats everything alive.
Oh yeah, Micah's Inteleon is a murderer. It is a murderer. It is absolutely got to be one of the strongest Pokemon I've ever gone up against. See, I was able to figure out how to stop your Mimikyu. I still haven't figured out how to stop your Inteleon. I still got nothing for that. I can Focus Sash, and like its defense is strong enough it can eat attacks too. Like I don't understand. And it's like all that special attack and speed, and your defense is still strong enough that you're eating the attacks if I'm wearing a Focus Sash. Like I can't one-shot you back on a Focus Sash either. Like that's ridiculous.
Well, since PokeChamp doesn't have a favorite type, we'll focus on the best type, which is Ghost. And in recent Ghost news, Ghostface caught a recent Ghost Shiny.
Oh, right, yeah. Because I love the fact I don't like Legends too much, but I will give them credit. I've always wanted to do the exploring thing and just throwing the balls instead of having to battle, go on your way, battle, go on your way. You can just go, bitch, or throw that thing on there. You can catch it, and it pops out. Just hit it again in the head until it does.
And
Knock it out.
Just to make it clear.
And overworld shinies.
We all have,
except
for Snacks, we played through Pokemon Legends. I'm not blindly hating this game, and I don't hate the game, just to make that clear. There are some things that I'm very disappointed by the game. There are a lot of great things that came of it, though, because Scarlet and Violet wouldn't be as good as it is if some of those things weren't integrated into it. But at the same time, we don't have to agree to all,
get along.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I feel like a lot of people base their divisions off of really, really stupid, trivial things, such as whether or not somebody should or shouldn't like a video game. Like you all seem to forget that it's a video game. It's for some people. It's not for everybody. Not everybody in the world's gonna like it. Either you will or you won't.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a war based on that.
Yeah,
I'm so geeky. I just love all of it. Even a bad video game, I can enjoy.
And like I said, I still play it. I have the game. It's downloaded on my Switch, and I have fun with it. But I get bored of it fairly more quickly than I do most Pokemon games. I don't get bored of Pokemon games, really, and that's truly honest. Like, I don't know. To me, the game is a little repetitive. I have fun with it. But at times I just find myself bored of it. It's the honest truth.
It's a good little in between, because if
Yeah.
you don't want to start a game over, and you're just waiting on Scarlet and Violet.
Definitely
right
a good
now,
hold
'cause I
off
don't
until
want to.
we get to the next Pokemon game. I enjoy it, and I definitely enjoy the way that you catch Pokemon in that game. That's like my favorite part of the entire game.
Yeah, I love how Switch has so many releases. You know, I think they've just upped the ante so much that people's expectations are just like sky high.
Yeah.
But I when you think of how many Pokemon games have already been
On
released on
Switch.
Switch,
Yeah, that's wild.
and
It's
so
crazy.
you know they all can't be Sword and Shield. You know, now we're getting a game
We're
on that
getting
level.
open world
You
Pokemon for
know,
the first time
yeah.
ever.
But I
Like,
don't expect every Pokemon release to be on that level. You know, some are
right.
smaller little games that are just like to hold you off. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
to get your fix between the next big release.
Good way of putting it.
And there's a bunch. There's a bunch of good ones. Like I like all the little games you get all along the way too. There's some fun stuff.
Pokken Tournament was fun.
Like Snap, dude. Bringing back Snap was like one of my favorite things that's been released on Pokemon in a while because I loved Snap so
Yeah, I
much from the
realized that.
original, and for them to remake that one, I thought was so cool. You know, and that's not like a big crazy Pokemon game. It's just kind of a silly little fun one, but to me it was like really special.
Yeah. And new Pokemon Snap was awesome. It was great.
Oh yeah, gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah, it's just art, you know. So much of the Pokemon world is just really amazing artwork, and you're just collecting people's art when you know when you're catching them all or you're taking pictures of them. Like,
Yeah. We're just nerds, man.
Oh
We're
yeah.
just a family of nerds. This is what.
well, we're
This is what.
all artists in different ways too, you know. We all have like our different art forms and shit, and we appreciate, I think,
Oh
all
yeah,
different
for
forms
sure.
of art that way too.
I'm a big music head.
Yep, and we're both gonna get into stand-up comedy, me and Chase,
Yeah.
which is another art form. It's like performance art, similar to what we're doing now, but a little more scarier, I'd almost say, wouldn't you? In a way,
Um.
or intimidating. I don't know how to word it, but it's a little different. It's different for sure
Yeah.
because it's live.
Different. I wouldn't say it's intimidating to me, but at the
Yeah, that's
same
not
time,
quite the
like
right word.
at the same time, like it is because like you
You know
get
what I
like
mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
you get
it's
like
different
nervous.
from like here we're at our
And
own place. We're a little more comfortable, but
yeah, you like get out there and like actually go up in front of a group of people and be like, hey, I'm gonna be funny for you for like an hour. It's good. It's you know.
yeah. Um, but yeah, we do. I do visual art too. You guys do some visual art too. We do.
Me, Snacks, Ghostface, and Pokechamp. We three are more of the.
Visual artists too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like paintings and stuff like that. I'm Radical Snacks on Instagram. You can see my art there. And yeah, I do a lot of crazy shit. You guys draw and Ghostface. What's your like favorite art medium, like visual art?
Uh, I don't really have a favorite, truthfully. As much as I like visual art, I've always had a call into music, and I want to try painting and
Yeah.
woodwork and other stuff, but of course, it tends to be difficult to get those supplies on occasion.
You're a good model too. You like seem to enjoy that as well. The other day for Halloween, I painted your face and you like did really good like with all of that. Seems like that's something you might be into, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's to me that's an art form too. It's like underappreciated, like modeling. It's like harder than it seems really. But it is it's another performance or expression that way, you know.
Oh yeah.
Which are all pretty hard. They all have that sort of intimidating thing of being shy, camera shy or you know, it's you act so different when you know you're on camera and to try to like perform or like model or any of it is kind of its own challenge, you know.
Yeah, it's we as humans are, we're afraid to express ourselves. We're programmed to be afraid to express ourselves, and art's just one of those ultimate forms of expression. That's
Showing your soul
yeah,
from the inside. And nowadays I
yeah.
think
You
it's
just you
even
get scared what people's opinions are gonna be of that.
and I think that's more so nowadays with social media and the way people judge each other. It's even feels even riskier in a way, even though you really have nothing to lose except, you know, some humility, but to a lot of people that's terrifying, you know. The internet seems like it's just forever, like whatever embarrassing moment you might have could be stuck in that world forever, but it's not really it's just the internet, you know, that's not really that important.
Right. I think the most embarrassing thing that I feel like ever happened to me was I was in like fourth grade and we were all taking a test and it was like super quiet and I had to fart. Like, so I thought I'd just like lift up and like just kind of like sneak this. But I farted so fucking loud. It was so amplified in that quiet room, and like I thought, okay, I could just play that off. But everybody was like, because it's fourth grade, all the girls in the class were screaming. Ew! So I just like, bro, I got up and as beet red as my face was, I in front of everybody, filled out the hall pass form, grabbed it, stapled it, walked out the door. I did not return for like 15 minutes. My teacher didn't even come looking for me either. She like perfectly understood.
Anything with poop or pee is some of the most embarrassing things. Is public.
Yeah,
know?
like oh my god, like it's not like it stunk or anything.
Yeah.
It was so loud. Like
It's crazy.
like I couldn't believe my fourth grade ass made a sound that loud. I was like, dude.
You were a man already, dude.
Right?
You're a little man child. Do you guys have any embarrassing stories you remember?
That you would like
That you
to
would
share.
like to-
We'll go ahead
Yeah,
and put
exactly.
that out
I
there.
was gonna add that.
I love having a terrible memory. Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, it's hard to because you bury those memories too, right? You don't want to remember.
No, we've
that
all
kind
done
of-
some. We've all done some embarrassing things.
Like I know I peed my pants at school a few times, and I was so like embarrassed because like you try to hide it, but you really can't. Like
yeah,
when you
can't
really pee 'em
you
good.
pissed on yourself. so
yeah,
you
I
can't
mean
really-
everyone can smell it. Like oh my god, it was horrible. I did that a few times. Did it on the bus. I don't know. I kind of had a problem with that when I was younger, but I don't know.
Yeah, don't feel too bad. I wet the bed until I was like 11.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
All that kind of stuff, you know.
I had to wear something called a nighttime trainer.
Yeah,
And,
that's
like,
embarrassing shit.
It actually worked though. Like I
I've
was
heard
all
of that
like,
one.
my
Yeah.
parents were like, "All right, here, this should work."
Was
I
that
was
the
like,
one
"What
that
is
did,
that?"
uh,
It's like a strapping this like electric thong to me or
Yeah.
some shit, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
But what it made a sound or something to wake
Yeah,
you up,
and
right?
if you piss just a drop into it,
Had an
it'll go,
alarm.
wee, 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 fucking
Yep.
wake everybody in the goddamn house up,
Oh
not
my
just
God.
you.
You have to like train.
But,
That sounds
yeah.
like hell.
No, literally,
It's hard, man.
literally, you wear it for a week,
Yeah.
and it perfectly works.
Yeah,
Like,
I bet.
it
Because
works
you don't want to
perfect.
fucking wake up in the middle of the night.
You didn't just go to the bathroom before you went to sleep?
I did.
How much were you drinking?
See, this is the difference between
I don't know.
bedwetters and non-bedwetters.
No,
It's-
because see, I wet the bed, but see, my mom beat my ass. So, I don't know.
did that
Like,
work? Did that
Yeah,
help?
it fucking worked. Yeah.
Because I had a little of both, and I don't know what worked, but eventually you figure it out, you know. But it's embarrassing, man. That's a rough one, you know.
So, like, the only thing that was weird about it is, like, I would wet the bed every night, no exceptions, except if I went to stay the night at a friend's house.
Yeah, I would be so.
I'd wake up dry every time, and I'd be a little confused about it, but I wouldn't, like,
Man,
make that known.
I
and want
felt
anybody
the
to know I was
pressure,
fucking
though,
bedwetter.
dude. Like I remember any time I went anywhere else, like I was like, I would almost be more alert about it or something. I'd be more like paranoid about it happening at someone else's house. I think it was That was man. I'm trying.
I don't know.
Way
I
back.
don't remember any like super embarrassing events because I probably blocked them out of my mind. But anything that like I don't know, it just doesn't come to mind.
Like, you never had, like, a elevator fart or something, and there was, like, a cute girl
No.
next to you?
Oh, dude,
No.
I got a good fart one. That's extremely embarrassing.
Oh, God.
But it's like so bad. I'm almost proud of it. Well. So I'll just make it quick because I know these are gross. We'll end with this one. This will be the ending of part 2 of our first podcast. We have 2 parts on this one,
We had a little technical difficulty.
but we'll release the first one and leave you with the cliffhanger, and then this is part 2, and then I'll leave you with this. So it was Lord of the Rings part 2, Twin Towers. It's a great movie. My
It is a
friend
great movie.
won tickets somehow. It was like something with his job or some shit, but they gave him a coupon for 2 tickets and like popcorn and the whole deal. And we were both single at the time. We were like kids. We were like 15, I think. We were like working at McDonald's. I think that's how he got the tickets. And so he took me and we smoked a bunch of weed. It's like a 3-hour fucking movie, right? Super long. And we got all these greasy snacks for free too with the coupons and shit. And man, I'm like sitting there stoned. The movie's like taking forever.
It's a
I'm
long
like,
ass movie.
and oh, dude, there was like the whole row in front of us was like all these really pretty girls, like maybe like 5 or 6 of them all together, all really pretty. And then like another row in front of that of like people I couldn't see, but there's like a few rows full right in front of me. And yeah, they were bad. I ripped some really bad farts. And my friend knew right away because he'd smelt my farts for so like ever since I was even little. Like I just had man farts. They were just brutal, and they were bad. And I cleared out the fucking rows in front of us. Like all those 6 hot chicks, like were sitting right in front of us, where we probably thought we might have a chance to like flirt with them. Nope, like they were gone. They got up and fucking left. And the row in front of them got up and like multiple rows. It was a big theater, and it was like the end of the movie. I think everyone was already tired, such a long movie, and man, I cleared that place out. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Speaking of movies. Speaking.
Yeah,
of,
exactly. I gave him a good reason to get out of there.
Speaking of movies, next week
Wakanda Forever.
we go see Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I
am so hyped.
am very, very, very excited for that movie.
Excuse me, I am so hyped.
I am, on top of being a massive Pokemon fan, I'm a massive Marvel movie nerd. So
next episode we're gonna geek hard on Marvel.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna swing back around to Pokemon when it's closer for the release. Of the new
I
games.
mean, I'm full circle, man.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to nerddom and fucking, I love it all. I love Star Wars. I love Marvel movies. I love DC movies.
So we're gonna release both these parts.
I love DC animated movies.
But next week we'll do a full episode about pure Marvel and comics and also DC. We'll just go off full comics next episode.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And that'll be next week, same time. We decided to release on, was it Wednesdays?
Yeah.
So every Wednesday we're gonna drop a new video. We'll have some like video vlogs in between sometimes, but expect a video at least once a week every Wednesday. So yeah, check us out. Check out all our shit.